Live. What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of To Whom This May Concern the podcast. I'm Arielle.
And I'm your girl, Kim K.
All right, now we got a couple topics that we're going to cover today. Two of them Kim knows about, two of them are surprised because I like to have her natural reaction and stuff. So feel free to leave your comments and we'll try to read them as we are going through this episode. Remember, you can find To Whom This May Concern the podcast on basically wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Yes, that is correct. So we're trying things a little new this episode.
Yes, we are.
Because of course we're live. We're live on Facebook, and we thought this would be more. It's the on demand.
Yes, like give us a better connection to
Exactly.
the audience. We've noticed a lot of our topics spur a lot of conversation, but it's like post episode conversation, and we would rather have inside episode conversation. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Me too. And then I got a laptop here, so we will see you guys comments, questions, anything like that come in. But of course, once we finish the live, it will remain there, so you can always continue to comment, share your concerns,
And
laugh
I'm
with
gonna hop
us.
on the page and actually share it, so it's in other feeds.
There you go. There you go.
Let's see. Where's my other page?
This is new to us, so bear with us, okay?
Listen. Okay, you know what I'm gonna have to do?
What you gonna have to do?
I'm gonna sign this one. Change, like when you are managing 50
So many pages. It's so.
Let me tell you something about managing 50, and then it's like you click the pages that I manage.
Look at Rasta.
Hi, Rasta! that is weird. Okay, so let's talk. It's been a very, very weird week, especially when it comes to that's not us. Why does it have like keep trying to give me like two ends?
I don't know.
Who the hell should those concerned like that?
Mm-hmm.
Why? When it just looking at our page. Okay, so but it's been a very, very weird week when it comes to things that are happening in pop culture. Unfortunately, we started the week learning about the death of Migos rapper Offset. Take Off.
Take off. Yeah.
I am acting like, did you see where CNN?
Yes! And they had Offset picture, and it was out. It's just a mess.
Messy.
Very messy. Very
Like,
messy.
how do you mess up that bad? Again,
Right.
that goes to show you right there that somebody who is actually in the culture needs to be on your board somewhere. Because,
Exactly.
like, how do you mess up that damn bad?
Right.
But yeah, he his transition. Oh, sorry. His transition definitely came as a shock.
It did.
And as more details are coming out about what happened Halloween night, the more heartbreaking it gets.
It's horrible, and the reason why I say it's horrible because he was the one that was quiet. He was the one that was humble. He was the one that was to himself.
Yeah, he was the glue that held that whole situation together, because if it weren't for Quavo being his uncle and Offset being his cousin, you know, both of them, their connection to that group was him. He was the middleman of bringing that whole thing together.
It's so like, I don't know. It's almost like, of course, there's been two celebrity deaths that really kind of affected me and bad, and that was Nipsey Hussle, of course, and Chadwick
Boseman. Oh my gosh. Okay, so mine, of course, have been Chadwick Boseman, and there is this incredible special that's going to be on ABC 2020 tomorrow. Well, I'm sorry, we're doing this live on a Thursday, of course, and that's going to air on a Friday. So when you hear this, know that. But it was Chadwick Boseman, and also for me it was Aaliyah, because I think that was the first time in my life I ever experienced a celebrity death.
But at that time, I wasn't as mature now. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't either, and I'm trying to even think, because that was 2001, so I would have been like 12. But I was like this huge Aaliyah fan. Like, I was begging my mom to get a relaxer because I wanted to swoop over my eye situation. And my mom was like, absolutely not. You figure this James Brown purple curl. But yeah, like that's that. Him of took me by surprise. And it wasn't like I was like this giant Migos fan. It was more so because of how sad and how reckless the situation
Right.
seemed.
It was very reckless, and I saw today Jay Prince, the dad, made a
Mm.
post, and when I read it, I was like, "He full of shit,"
Yeah.
because y'all know the company y'all keep,
Yeah.
and this is the second event that ends in a tragedy that was
Yeah.
fatal that his
Yeah.
son had. So, with that being said, and hold
Questions
on.
need to be asked.
Right, and from the audio of the girl, did you hear that? The last
I
audio of
did
the girl.
hear I did hear that. And I think in my line of profession I have learned to double check, triple check, quadruple check
Mm-hmm.
the sources because,
Right.
you can't get careless when giving out this kind of information. But I did hear her audio.
Yeah, and when she said that, it sounded about right. And the only reason I said that when she said the only people who can carry guns
Mm-hmm.
around them are the people in their camp.
Mm-hmm. And it was very clear from some eyewitness accounts that it wasn't like, somebody from the other side. It was somebody on the inside of the
Right.
camp, and it was very much it's being considered stray bullets
Mm-hmm.
that took his life.
Mm-hmm.
Again, an incredibly unfortunate situation. And then the more conversation, I saw this conversation going on about how it just feels like um, young rappers are dying more than ever before, and I think our access to rappers is far more than ever before. I don't think that this is happening in bigger droves than back in the day. Only because we have the celebrity stratosphere is much more saturated than ever before. Everybody is a celebrity.
It is
at this point.
right.
All you need is a podcast.
That's it. We celebrities, girl. Because everybody is an influencer.
Yeah.
What the hell is influencer? I don't know, but it's just I don't know. It's a lot. And it was something else I wanted to say before we switch gears.
Yeah.
In regards to that, but I know this when I first heard of the situation. Of course, as time passed on, you hear differently.
Mm-hmm.
But if you pay attention to that group, you know Quavo is the hot headed.
Yeah.
He is the one with the mouth.
And what's crazy was like I always thought to myself, okay, they are family. They're like real true life.
Right, real family.
And right now you got two egos battling it out, and eventually these men are gonna come back together, and we're gonna get that fire Migos project that we have come to know and love them for. So this happened was kind of like, well,
that won't happen,
that shit,
right?
Because I know the goal was always for them to do solo projects,
right?
But like it just seems like it's kind of messy right now.
Yeah, it's very messy, and I mean, at this point in time, with what's going on right now, I think they should put their differences to the side. I don't say make an album, but it's way more healing needs to be done.
I was just about to say that.
It's
at
way
least
more
for the
healing
sake
of
of his legacy, his memory, because clearly it was him being the glue that held that together was not by chance.
Right, exactly.
And I think that's incredibly important.
Yeah, I agree. Did you see the white guy? That's what I was talking about. The white guy did a video, and he used to be in the industry, used to be an exec, and he just explained how the reason these execs put so much money into these videos and behind the rap music because they don't have to kill us. They push them to make the music.
I think he was on the Breakfast Club.
To kill us. I know he went live yesterday and put a video up after this happened. The start of the conversation was because of Takeoff.
But you know what? I feel like that conversation has to be bigger because I feel like we keep having a very surface conversation about and Lakeith Stanfield also touched on Black murder being popularized in hip hop music, and with November being Hip Hop History Month, shout out to Congress for that one because at least you got something right, bitch. But with November being Hip Hop History Month, and believe it or not, I wrote my senior thesis paper on the First Amendment and its connections to hip hop. Hip hop started because we didn't have a space or a place to tell our story.
Wow. Okay.
And we got to be honest about what our story looks like.
Mm-hmm.
We are in neighborhoods
Right.
where the very things, and I don't even want to say like rappers. Polo G, which believe it or not, has become kind of one of my favorites. He's from Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and he talks a lot about like his pain, his depression, the people that he's lost. Um, the murders that are happening in the city. And I guess when I hear that, I don't hear somebody glorifying
Mm-hmm.
black murder. I hear somebody saying, "This is what I experienced, and I
Right.
want to tell you about this."
Right.
Now, yeah, it's probably going to be the next Billboard Hot 100, but what I'm saying is, this is my experience, and that was the entire premise of hip hop at its birth, was
Mm-hmm.
for us to tell our story because there was nowhere else. Nobody else wanted to hear
Mm-hmm.
what we had to say. That's why NWA was what it was, because
Right.
they were so
Right.
honest about what was happening. As fun as Run DMC was, we didn't know they didn't talk about what was happening in our neighborhoods the same way NWA did.
Right.
So it gave us that diaspora of what black people's culture is. It's not just the Cosby Show.
Right.
As much as I hate it, it's also good times.
Right.
You know?
Right. Even though that was
I
written
hated
by a white
that
guy.
fucking show. From the bottom of my heart, I hate that show.
That's crazy. But I want to go back to NWA.
Mm-hmm.
They expressed what they were going through, how they felt, but did you see how the government and everybody went after them?
Absolutely.
Because of that. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that could be why the rappers don't get into that part of it, but I think they're...
Lil Baby even says it in a song.
Yeah, that's why I love him.
Yes, he even says in a song, I am afraid to say what I really think because they might get me.
But he's starting to say it still, though.
Mm-hmm.
Not how we would want him to just say,
yeah.
But he's finding his way. That's just like when all of this stuff was going on with George Floyd and then the guy that got killed in Atlanta. When he did that video and they was basically like a protest. At that point, that's when I saw that he matured and he like, you know what? It's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
This shit is steady going on.
Yeah.
I need to say something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I just think they need to get some balls. Damn it.
Because at some point, integrity has to be just as important as your checking account.
Right.
Like we gotta, like that's the God honest truth. Like I am not mad at you for getting your money and creating a better situation and creating more legacy for yourself. But at some point, also there has to be some integrity attached to your money, or you're gonna end up like our favorite explosive fucking guy in this country right now, Mr. West, who right now is just a goddamn loose cannon. And I don't even want to like address anything that he has going on.
He got a lot going on. It's too much. It's too much.
It's too many layers
to
the situation. And as I've said to somebody else, and I will say here now, that it's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes when you have certain access that a lot of people don't see.
Right.
But now people are starting to see stuff that some of the people on the inside can see.
Right. Oh, okay.
You cannot hide your hand for long, is all I'm going to say. Some of your favorites are despicable humans.
They are.
And you cannot hide your hand for long.
That's why I don't... My look and take on celebrities now is to the floor. Like, I don't put nothing past nobody.
Because at the end of the day, what we don't get are... what our celebrity culture is not about people.
Right.
It's brand.
And that's all it is.
And
a lot of brands are fake. They're not authentic.
Look at Black History Month. Every time you look up, all of a sudden, Walmart cares about Juneteenth so much it created ice cream.
Wasn't that so disrespectful?
Incredibly fucking disrespectful. And then as soon as June is over, that ice cream is out of here. No, baby. I'm going to need that ice cream in May. I want to just randomly walk in your store and pick it up in, I don't know, February.
Right. No, but that's why I love Target.
Target has been doing it year round, and like they are really good at showcasing black and brown people. Like they are.
Yes.
Yeah. Target understands their demo. I mean, it's still marketing, it is still branding.
Right.
We will not sidestep that. I'm not gonna all of a sudden say like, oh, they have such a great heart.
Right.
No, they understand who they are marketing to,
True.
and I love
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
I love that.
Cause just think about it. You got your Instagram pages like Black Girl at Trader Joe's, Black Girl at Starbucks. Guess what? They know
We out here.
One thing for certain, we spend the most money that we don't have
That we do not have.
out of everybody.
I almost, and I hesitate to say this, but it's so funny how we spend the most money, yet we the wealth isn't showing up. And I would like to actually see like
what's
unbiased numbers look like.
Yeah, the numbers
because
are crazy.
clearly we got something.
We have something, but we're spending it all instead of investing it. That's exactly what's happening. Instead of investing it, we go buy the right. We go buy the latest this, and that, and this and that, and ain't got shit to show for it.
But you know what? I also understand that because there's a certain mentality that is attached to not having, and when you've never had before and you suddenly get, you're afraid of going back to not having, so you have to hurry up and get before it's all taken away again.
That's poverty thinking.
It is, and that is exactly why they say poverty is not just a tax bracket or a bank account situation. It's a mindset, and so many of that even goes back to our rap culture. So many of them, Deion Sanders was even saying it, like it's time to leave the neighborhood.
Yep.
You know, and
you can buy the neighborhood.
Jay-Z even said it. You know, do you think I really worked this hard to stay the same?
Right. You can hold on. Let me fix that. You can buy the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You physically don't have to stay there.
You don't have to stay
there.
You
just keep it.
You can go back to your neighborhood, buy that thing, make it better than it ever was before for the people who stay there. Because guess what? If not, somebody else is gonna buy it and push your people out and push them into an even worse situation. Like, I again, the instant gratification of our money and power and access and wealth cannot just be, individual based. Some of it gotta be community.
Right. I agree.
Like I'm not saying all of it gotta go back into the community because you did work for it, you did earn it, and you do get to, buy Balenciaga trash bags. That's what your life is. But also remember that there are schools that you went to as a kid that you could benefit.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Miss Zaya Wade. Her mother is right now fighting.
I was just about to ask you who the hell is that, but I know who it is now.
Yes.
Okay.
Dwayne Wade's and daughter recently came out 2-3 years ago as trans, and is now going by the name Zaya Wade. Wants to legally change her name to, and I believe that Zaya's pronouns. I didn't double check. I did not double check. I'm going to assume that I'll go with they. And instead of, but I know that they don't use him and his pronouns. But Zaya is now legally looking to change their name to Zaya. Just, so there isn't like confusion on driver's licenses and registering for school and stuff. But the mother is blocking it, saying basically, you trying to benefit off my kid,
right?
And absolutely not.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, I feel like the mother when she said, wait till how do I address?
That's why I was using they.
Wait till they get 18.
Yeah. But I feel like also whenever somebody's like, it's such a permanent decision, nothing is permanent. And I think the more we educate ourselves in what is really happening in, as somebody said once, the eligibility community. Why would you say that?
That's not nice.
The LGBTQ plus community. Once you start educating yourself about stuff, there is a lot less confusion because nothing is permanent. Like I was watching this trans person last night talk about how they had transitioned to male, and they were now transitioning back to woman because you can do that. So that's not permanent. And if you put a name on a birth certificate and they can go get a petition and change in court. Apparently, that shit's not permanent either.
Right, that's fact.
So the argument that let's not make permanent decisions, I think is a little bit ridiculous. How about we talk about how we really feel about it, which is we're uncomfortable because of how we've been taught to deal with anything that isn't heterosexuality.
Right.
That's what we know as normal. That's what we know how to deal with. That's what we know how to talk about. And I'm not going to sit here and try and pretend like I know how to talk about it because I do not. Like watching the show Pose opened my eyes to so
I
many
love that
spaces.
show.
Me too, but it opened my eyes. Like I didn't realize like how close-minded I was until I was watching that show, or how sometimes dismissive I can be until
right. And you do realize that was in the 80s.
Exactly.
Right.
And again, that goes to show me, again, the more and more I'm exposed to people in this community that live this experience, the more and more I realize, like, I don't really know shit about anything these people got going on.
So I rather not comment.
Which is why I shut the fuck up. I want to spend more time listening than I spend talking because I don't know. It's not my experience.
Right.
I don't care how many girlfriends I had in college, babe. You've never been a lesbian. That was an experiment, sis, and even that I am learning is like
right.
I don't know, unnecessary and shit.
So let me pop this in there since we on this subject. Did you see that young what's her name? Young MIA is pregnant.
What?
No, I like your reaction about something we wasn't gonna talk about.
What?
I seen the picture. She looks so I don't know.
Honestly, like,
you don't even know what to say.
I do not, and that is why I have allowed things to just be fluid because what in the entire fuck is my immediately what?
Yeah, she's pregnant. I'm gonna show you these pictures. You just hold on 1 second.
Again, this is what I know how to talk about is heterosexuality because that is my experience. Okay, I cannot talk about the other shit because that is not.
And I said the lady name wrong. I said young MIA.
Listen. There was a point in my life where I was like, girl, what the entire hell? Not in a 2-piece. Before I let go. Jumpsuit.
Oh, it was Photoshop. They play too much.
Oh God. But I mean, even still.
But that's the rumor.
Yeah, but even still, like
they play.
We again are trying to box in her experience as a human into the heterosexual rules that we have had our entire life, which is why we don't know how to talk about it, approach it any other way.
Right.
And I'm not even going to pretend like I know how to. I'm just going to shut the fuck up so I don't say something ignorant.
There you go. There you go. I'm not going to say nothing.
Well, if you don't know what to say, shut the fuck up. It's always
best.
A good rule of thumb.
There you go. There it is.
That is. Whoop, that is. Okay. Kimberly, I saw this question and I was like,
oh shit.
I wonder. Because of course I have had my own vantage points about this, and I remember posting it to somebody, and they disagree with me, and I don't care. I don't care if you disagree with me, because I said what I said. If your partner were to say to you that they need you, would you consider that a red flag? Now,
you mean need me to live, breathe, sleep, eat, or you mean need me to do a specific task?
No. If like you know how our favorite R&B joints is like, girl, I need you. Sometimes we might even hear that at wedding, like, I need you.
I've been told that, but guess what? If you need me, you better act like you fucking need me, or you will have an opportunity to lose me. I mean, that's just is what it is. If you need me, you got to be on your shit.
Yeah.
At all times.
What does on your shit look like? Is this that one of those, what do you bring to the table as conversation?
Maybe.
me, when if somebody ever says to me they need me, I am ready for the hills.
I knew you was gonna say you're out. I'm out there.
No questions asked because I like to be wanted. I do not want
Want
to
to
be
be needed.
needed
I agree.
because I want my experience with you to be voluntary. But if you need me, my baby, I gotta go. And maybe that is a trauma response
That
from
could
a
be.
very particular situation where a person I felt trapped me and I could not get out of the relationship because they kept saying they need me, they need me, they need me, and all that. And so now when I hear it, I'm like, absolutely not. If you need me, I gotta go. If you want me, I'll stay. But if you need me, I got to go.
Okay.
Absolutely
That's
not.
fair. But yeah, I agree. I want to be wanted
Yeah,
rather than
I don't
needed
want to be needed.
because that's a lot to be
That's a heavy
needed.
responsibility,
Yeah, that's a
especially when
heavy
you're ready to
responsibility.
go.
Yeah,
For me, it don't take much for me to be ready to go.
that's the Taurus in
But
me.
it is a Taurus in me because I know when you can no longer be of use to me, and it doesn't mean like, oh, it's not because you cheated
Right.
or because it's toxic here or anything. When it's time to go, it's
It's time
time
to
to
go.
go.
I agree.
Okay, and that's the only reason that I need to fucking leave.
Right.
You know. And sometimes I might give you an explanation.
And
Sometimes
sometimes
I
I.
should. I should. I ain't never explained to a cashier before why I didn't buy a shirt I tried on.
Well.
Now, if I bought that bitch and I had to bring it back, that's different. I will give you the explanation as to why I'm returning this shirt. But if I ain't purchased it, I'm not going to explain why I tried this thing on and I'm not taking it to the counter with me.
Well.
That's
a great way to look at it.
that's how I see this situation. Although I have been referred to as toxic before, so maybe I am. I don't know, but you know what? That works for me.
Right.
That works for me.
Well, if you like it.
But also, as I was about to say about the whole what do you bring to the table, I do sometimes wonder, as much as we want to get rid of that conversation, I think it's still worth having.
It's worth having, but if you
How we
get
have it is important.
yeah, how you have it is important. And then not only that, if you date, you will see what they bring to the table. You won't have to ask. When you gotta ask, you don't see the shit. That's a red flag. You should be getting your ass on.
So would you ever date potential? I say hell no. You say
I mean, what do people consider potential?
exactly. But see, for me is if you already, I'm not a potential person.
Right.
I'm a person in motion. I'm
There
a
you
person
go.
in action. I'm getting shit done.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm not gonna date somebody
That's
still
lazy,
setting up to
waiting,
get done.
dragging
No.
their ass. Yeah.
Either
No.
you is or you ain't, and if
Right.
you ain't, then you can't be here.
Now that was a whole
bars.
There you go. That's crazy.
It is.
But no, I can't.
Yeah. Wait, I need to, because I have not been looking at the comments whatsoever.
No.
Even the ones that I shared to my page.
No.
But yeah. Oh wait, my next question.
Okay.
Oh wait, I already asked it. That's what I asked. Should you date somebody with potential?
Yeah. No, because potential means that they're not handling their business.
Yeah. You like I said, I don't date a person who is going to do.
No, because if you're going to do, you should have been doing it.
Yeah. Either you is or you not.
You is or is
Either you
ain't.
is or you ain't, and if you ain't, then you can't be here.
Well, there it is.
And I said what I said, and I don't feel any other way.
As you should not. As you should not. I don't know. It's just. Did you see what I shared in the group today? On IG. It was a.
Okay.
I want you to play it. It was a girl who was like, I'll cook. I'll wear lingerie. That man said, I don't need that shit. I was like, ooh.
Wait.
You got to pick that.
This.
Yes.
Your motivation. When you come home, get lingerie. I'ma cook your food. You just gotta bring home
Is that motivation?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
But a bad bitch brings inspiration that you will not
And I think that goes back to as women, we
Mm-hmm.
get conditioned to be pretty and to be dainty and to be um nurturing and
Mm-hmm.
all these things and wait on our man hand and foot and if we do all those things then he'll take care of everything else. But listen, the tides have shifted, babe.
They sure have.
All right, and maybe that works with them damn white folks. Okay, I don't know. I ain't never been no white folk before, but but in our community, we are partners. We work as a team because we got each other, and that's how it's always been.
Right.
We
That's
are
right.
able to rely on each other.
We always had to rely on each other. We have a choice.
We have no choice. We all we listen. If I can't lean on you and you can't lean on me, then babe, what are we doing here?
Nothing.
And I
It's
feel
time
him
to
on
exit.
that one. I don't care that you at my home in lingerie. Listen, I got this big project tomorrow, and I'm having like a brain fog. I need you to help me work through this presentation.
Right. That's exactly what he just told her.
Can't
She
do
should
that.
have been embarrassed.
She should have, but she was not because as far as she was concerned, she was a bad bitch and a bad bitch was
Tell bitches ain't it. I'm
I'm
sorry.
telling you right now, eventually a bad bitch will drain our bank account, and trust me, I love my goils. And I refuse to talk crazy to that young lady because I don't know again how I'm pretty sure she was conditioned in a space that told her as long as she was pretty, she was gonna be okay. But even Drake just started saying pretty ain't enough.
Daddy?
It's in a song. I'm trying to remember which one it was. He got so many of them right now.
Well,
I feel like every time I look up, I'm like,
yeah.
all right, that's the song with Drake. Next is coming up is Drake's song, and then another song with Drake after that.
Oh, God.
Oh my God, Drake is everywhere.
Yes, I love him, though.
I do too. I do too.
Yes.
You know, Scorpios are my favorites.
My daughter's a Scorpio. I have to pray.
Scorpio and Taurus are mirror reflections of each
I
other.
know. Her dad's a Taurus.
Mm.
She's a Scorpio. Yeah. So I dealt with
It's
it
the
on all
it's the
sides.
it's the quiet messiness.
Yeah.
You know, like Scorpio, you know they messy, but you don't know why they messy. Taurus, you didn't even realize they were messy until you found out they were messy. You were like, bitch, are you kidding me right now?
Right. You're a total mess.
A total mess. And nobody can tell until they can tell.
Right. Nobody can tell until they tell it, because other than that, you will never know.
You will never know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, I let them see my messy hand all the time, but other people think I got my shit together. And I like to keep it like that.
There you go. Never show your hand.
Never show your hand, babe. Poker face.
Right.
One.
Keep it on all the time.
All right, we got anything else?
I think this has been great.
I think it has been too, child. The whole young MA situation, I'm still like,
You have to find out. You got to do
it's a
some research.
rumor. Like, I just.
But I want you to do some research, please.
Okay.
Because I'm intrigued.
I'm struggling.
Because I want to know who was he that did it. It probably was somebody of their culture. That's the only thing I can think of.
medical, like medically you can do everything.
Do you think she wants to be pregnant?
Shit, like you don't even
I
gotta
don't
be
think
there
she-
no more.
I don't think she wants to be pregnant though.
Listen, I don't.
I don't know. I don't know. It's tricky.
Again, you know what? You know what I've learned? Staying out of folks' affairs has
It's-
always been my best bet.
Well, this is the season right now to mind your own damn
Mind
business.
your own damn business.
It's fourth quarter. It's the end of the game. So everybody should be minding their own damn business and closing out strong.
Our front doors, making sure the things, because half of the time we so distracted we can't even get the life that we done daydreamed about.
What you say? I'm getting mine. Damn.
Yeah. Big hello. I actually just set a new goal for myself, which is something like I subconsciously have said, but this was the first time I actually realized like I really, really want this. I saw this black girl doing the voiceover for the Oscars, and I was like, no, yeah, for the Oscars, and I was like, yeah, because my whole delivery believe it or not, when I first started really learning technique in my business, I would listen to MC Light and how she delivered every year at the BET Awards, and just kind of
I can hear you doing that.
yeah, like and kind of play around until I found my style, but like definitely playing around with with how MC Light delivered every year at the BET Awards. So it's something I've always wanted to do, but didn't realize like that's my next goal. And so since I already got the goal that I've been working on the last 10 years, might as well start working on something else.
There you go.
And then we have it, girls.
Just give me some tickets to the BT Awards. I want some good ones at
What
that.
I be saying, and soon to come, and a performance from Drake. Nicki Minaj is next, and Usher receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award on this year's BET Hip Hop Awards when we return. Can you hear it?
Yeah,
And I just made all that shit up because none of that sounded.
You know it, right?
But no. That is definitely an affirmation that I'm speaking out
There you
there,
go.
and now it has been heard. So here we are in
Put
4K.
it in the universe.
In 4K.
In 4K.
But Usher is not receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. I want us to all be on the same page about that.
Yeah, she was practicing.
I was practicing.
Yeah, she was practicing.
All right, well, that has been this week's episode of To Whom This May Concern, the podcast. Remember, we are all over social media with the number 2, Whom This May Concern, the podcast. You can also find us on all podcast platforms. Again, To Whom This May Concern, the podcast.
and we'll see you next time.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye.